are at the Purísima Museum in Lompoc. It seems to be like they have trails and various things like that. So I'm just gonna walk around a little bit, try to get my footing, understand, and I'll show you around, see what's going on here. It's a beautiful overcast morning again, so it looks like it's not gonna be hot. Today they have a part of it closed off due to production. People have come out here and film, it looks like. So they gave us this QR code to scan so that you can see what areas you can take a nice walk to and things like that. Here it says no bikes, no horses on this property. Various buildings here on the property. And this is a mission. See? Oh, so you can't go in the buildings, but this is one of the buildings that used to have people in it. And then see, that one's another one. This is their gift and books store, tienda store here. And it says here the trail is closed right here. So we're just gonna go up the middle here, but I just want to show you this. So we're going on another nature walk, it looks like, here. And then it's supposed to loop you around because it looks like they're doing production. So that map really shows you where you can go and things like that. So it's just beautiful today. The sun has finally broke through the clouds. But it's really nice to get out and about, strike up conversation. I saw the parks, one of the park rangers in this area who kind of directed me and guided me on where to go and how to go about it. Look at this beautiful tree, you guys. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that, how it's spread out like that. Got various tables back there where you can hang out and just relax in nature again. Seems to be the theme of my visit up here in Solvang and Lompoc, where we're in Lompoc today. It's just beautiful. There's another lady up there, I talked to her. She says she's starting to get back into hiking, you know, taking walks in here again. And she gave me some advice and things too. So just strike up conversations with people and you learn so much about areas that you don't live in. People are so willing to open up and talk to you. So I think that's really cool. Beautiful landscape. Look at this. If you're into painting, you can come out here and paint this beautiful landscape. Gorgeous. Isn't this something? People used to live on this property, in this mission. That's something. It's beautiful. Okay, on the walk, looks like we come across another beautiful building on the mission. Oh, look at the birds running. I don't know what kind of bird they are. Let's see what this says this is. Oh, here it is. It says this is the spring house, La Casa del Manantial. Water was collected and channeled here from nearby springs. As it passed through the building, it was filtered with sand. It then traveled underground and closed clay pipes to the fountain in the center garden for domestic use. Oh, okay. So this is where they collected the water. Okay, nice. Oh, so this makes sense. So here it is. How they collect the water. When it keeps going down there. There. It's like a huge water storage place. Well, you know, I heard this mission was destroyed by earthquakes. And then they had a lot of flooding or something like that too. So these are remnants of what's left from remaining. Another structure that remains. Not sure what that is. Doesn't have a postmark on it. Another beautiful area of the trees that really encompass this path. Look at this. So quiet. Look at this. Get the little stream going down through here. love to stay longer and see where this ends, because I saw three other people going that way more. I'm gonna try to go into the visitor center in the building and see what information it has there for I can share with you guys. All right, I got back to the visitor center, and so they have a lot of cool stuff in here. So before the mission was established, the Chumash Native Americans lived on a land. And the land, like any form of nature, you have to get used to it. So they learned to persevere and adapt to nature's cycles of abundance and scarcity. So they developed a society with complex religious, political, and economic traditions. So when the Spanish explorers arrived, that marked really the beginning of their change in their lifestyle and the way they lived their lives. This display shows how the Spanish explorers came over and decided to colonize the Chumash people's land and establish it as a place for their new mission. But we see that we have two different cultures here, two different ways of living and thinking, which became one of their issues when it comes to making decisions. So it will create a complex and stormy relationship between the two people as, the Spanish begin to build the mission and the Chumash people adapt to these new changes within the mission. They used this to grind seeds and nuts before they moved to the Purísima Mission. Very resourceful people. So it looks like they faced a difficult choice to move to the mission or not. So the mission bell rang throughout the day and made everyone aware about church, time for meals, time to work, or time to rest. The first bell rang in the morning at sunrise, calling people to prayer. And then the last bell rang at 8 o'clock in the evening to let everyone know good night. So here, the Chumash people had to learn how to become Spanish subjects. So they were given an apartment and a position of authority over their fellow men after they were baptized. So their daughters was still required to stay, in their dormitories at night with other unmarried women and girls. They were under the supervision of the padres, multiple fathers. They supervised their food, the way they dressed, their daily routine, their religion, and their social order all changed when they adopted this new way of living. They also encouraged other Chumash natives to join them in this new community because it became more difficult for the Chumash natives that did not join them to maintain their normal traditional lifestyles. And they made all of these tools by hand. This was the second La Purísima, a new location, a new plan after the destruction of the first one. Because they had earthquakes, were big, so it destroyed the last one. So they went ahead and strived to build a new one. So this shows you reconstruction in the 1930s. The new adobe walls versus the original construction. And it looks like they used soldiers to help build. And each enrollee is issued a locker. In the rising of the ruins, from the ruins, the building of the La Purísima for the third time, I know, due to natural disaster. started with the Chumash people, to the Spanish arriving, to the measles epidemic. So the Europeans brought a lot of sickness to the culture. And then the measles again strike in the mission in 1822. Arrival of the Mexicans, and then smallpox, wow, kills 75% of the remaining Chumash at the mission when Americans arrived. Whoa, and that's 1844. And in this display, you'll see from the Chumash humble beginnings of creating their own goods to learning how to receive goods and resources from other parts of the world. They even used Mexico as one of their sources when they couldn't produce things in-house. They learned about ranching, blacksmithing. So over time, the Chumash people really evolved in learning new things over time. Here's a nice replica of the land before the Spanish came over, how they used to live on the land and survive. They adapted so well.